and Jocelyn doing?
Yeah, welcome, Jocelyn.
Welcome everyone. What an amazing group. It's been a while since we see some of your faces, but it's what a privilege. Thank you for making the time to be with us to get an update about our work in Haiti. And so many of you are concerned about the country, about the students, the parents, the communities. We would love to give you an update, but before we do that, let's take a couple seconds to pause for our people in Haiti that are suffering, especially the kids and the women that are suffering, but also people around the world that are suffering with violence. So let's take a couple seconds to pause
Mm,
for them.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you. We hold them close to our hearts.
Mm,
Again, what a privilege, especially for some of you, like Kristen, all the way from Australia. It's been a while since we see your face. Thank you for being here. Oh my goodness. Hi. Lots of love to you guys. Yeah, so some of your concern, we want to respond to them. Our schools are functioning. The kids are in schools, the Children's Academy also, because it's in Port-au-Prince, especially where it is. And so many of you have been to the Children's Academy. So you know this place is not too far away from where all the gangs activities are happening. And sometimes we would have gangs move up to our community. We would have, sometimes make a decision to close the school. But because of the work, the culture that we started the Children's Academy and the work of Haiti Partners believe in. So it's about compete, it's about collaboration. So they've been able to continue and to stay strong. And this is why I feel like this pause tonight is not just for the people that are losing their lives, but also for our colleagues in Haiti that's stood strong. Uh, and unity and compete and collaboration with one another and took responsibility to open those schools for the kids to have a safe place to come. We kept in touch with our partner schools as well. As you know, Haiti Partners have 6 partner schools and plus the Children's Academy. So we kept in touch with the partner schools from time to time. They also standing strong with their community and working side by side with the parents, with the students to give the kids not just the best education, but also providing a place where they feel like they belong, they have belonging. So we're super grateful for your support. Without your support, we would not be able to continue the work that we do. Even behind the screen, sometimes we said, why did we get engaged in this work like this? But we know we're not doing it alone. We know it's like my colleague here, Lisa, Victor, we always says it's an international compete because it's not just in Haiti. The compete is happening. It's also happening here. And for some of you, you probably heard it from us before. Compete, what is compete? What's that word? And compete is a system uh, our ancestors, the slave, they used after they revolt and they won their independence, and they've been using compete to, and it's a way of life for them. And for them, they said, we need to find a way to continue our life. Yes, we won the independence. We're not slave anymore. but how do we move forward? So they use that system to work in unity and harmony and to in solidarity and to one another and take responsibility to achieve not just their personal goals, but the community goals. So for us, we believe all schools in Haiti should continue to adopt, to use this model, because we've seen fruit of it already at the Children's Academy. And so when we opened in 2012 to 25 3-year-old children, we didn't know if we were gonna keep going, but the dream was big. And now we have 400 students, over 400 students. And plus our 6 partner schools, we have total 1,500 students. And we're gonna keep continue because we know we're not in it alone. And our colleagues in Haiti, they're not doing it alone. All of you who are here, we all in this combat together, and we're gonna keep working for these students to become the best citizens, not just for the community, for the country, but also for the world. Because we know if we don't have a culture like combat, where people feel their dignity is respected, where they feel that people in solidarity with them, where people feel like they're taking responsibility, adults are taking responsibility to model a good culture, good practices where they can follow and be what they can be. So we just know we're not gonna make progress. But since we know those things, we believe in them so strongly, and we've seen fruits of it already at the Children's Academy and at our partner schools. So we just know we have to keep going. And we're so grateful for all your support over the years. And we no words, no words to describe our gratitude to each of you.
Hey, well, let's jump into questions. Some of you have already shared some questions, so we'll go ahead and just start uh, responding to some of the questions. I'll read them and then invite Merline and we'll respond. And then also, if you have other questions, please put them in the comments section. So, what led to the creation of the Children's Academy?
I've been talking so much. Do you want to take that?
Sure, sure. Yeah. So we've been working in education for years, for many years, and we had a strategy after we had formed Haiti Partners in particular to focus on supporting schools. And we were supporting schools, and we were realizing that we had a vision for what schools could be that was a bit different than the schools that we were already supporting, that we were coming alongside and financing. And we felt the need to work and to experiment with the possibility of a school. And we were discovering in our own community the weaknesses of the educational system. And Merline had founded a youth community choir called Wozo. Perhaps some of you are familiar with that. And she was witnessing firsthand of just how these children at 10, 11, 12 years old, they just had such a very limited, even though they were going to school, a limited understanding of, and school was harsh. And, we recently had the opportunity to present alongside this brilliant Haitian American woman who has degrees at Harvard and Yale and studied Haitian history. And one of the things that she said in her presentation was that Haiti's educational system is the most powerful remnant of colonialism today. So, in a sense, we know what colonialism is like. And not only is colonialism in general the top down, it's about exploitation, but we know that Haiti's example of colonialism is among the extreme cruelty and exploitation. And to say that Haiti's educational system is the most powerful remnant of colonialism. That tells you something. And that's what we were witnessing. We were witnessing the way that children would grow up. Their first exposure to an institution was a place where teachers and school directors looked down and treated their parents, who typically would have less education, with disdain. It wasn't about partnership. It wasn't about working together and honoring one another's dignity, like what Combit was. So we really felt that based on that community needs, that we should begin discussing with the community and talking with them about the need for education and what we might do together. And so that led to regular community meetings, open community meetings where everybody had a voice, and eventually in 2012 to opening the school with 25 3-year-old children. And so that brings us to the next question from Lisa Reyes, who is with us and lived with us and volunteered. How many, and so it's a great question. How many from the first class of 25 3-year-olds are still in school at the Children's Academy?
So I will send you a longer version, Lisa, but the quick answer is right now we have 15 of the original students, but we also have 10 students now that are in ninth grade and will be graduating in 2028.
So those, but
10 of those, right?
but 15 of them are still there. So given the volatility of Haiti and volatility of families and situations that come up, we see that as impressive. So another question from Lisa: how are they practicing servant leadership in the community and at the school?
So I would say yes, they've been this, especially the older ones. They've been, in a sense, not just practicing servant leadership. They take it further to Combit, because that's what they resonate so much with, and they take responsibility to use their time to serve the younger students and to help, whether in the paper making, whether in classrooms when teachers are not able to come, because we know it's been really hard in Haiti when it's come to insecurity. So sometimes teachers are not able to come. So the students, the older students, they help. They help to care for the younger ones, whether to feed them, to clean them, to walk them to the bathroom. In a sense, we've seen great leadership skills already in them, and the compassion. That's what, in a sense, moved us the most about them. And sometimes they just want to just play with the little ones, play with them, and just that. So we have great hope. These kids are going to become great, compassionate leaders.
So what are your biggest challenges?
A space. A space, because we need another classroom. So our ninth graders, they will be in 10th grade next year, and 2024, 2025. So we don't have a classrooms yet for them. But we're hoping that we will be able to build a provisional classrooms that we've done in the past to have those kids stay with us, because their parents don't see another way of sending them elsewhere. And because also of the gang violence around Port-au-Prince, they estimated over 80% of Port-au-Prince has been taken over by gangs. So parents who up there, they feel super grateful that they have the Children's Academy, not only for the kids to come to school, but they also know their kids is getting a great education, but not about the curriculum only, but also all the other elements that we talk about, like Combit, like caring for one another, solidarity, where kids see themselves. It's not just learning to read and write, but it's more holistic education. So parents are super grateful for this type of education in Haiti. In fact, we just had a community meeting where we used to hold every second Sunday of the month. So now most of the parents come to that meeting and everyone in the community are inviting. But one parent who has two kids at this school, he said, this model, I want to see that before I die in every schools around the country because Conbit, that's what we should use. Because when we use Conbit, it's not just in the school, it's the whole community. We can use our, and it's a collective unity together to achieve, and it's an attack big problems like roads, like agriculture. Right now, we have a huge food shortage in the country, and they've been talking about that, how to do more gardening, how to grow more food, not just for to, and it's just to feed their own families, but to feed other families in the community. So we feel that it is important that those things continue. And he said, my daughter said to me that you don't have to worry when you don't have a lunch box to give to me. The teachers make sure that everyone share with one another. So he was proud when he was explaining that to the whole group. Over 200 people attended that community meeting. So those things give us great hope.
Yeah. We also had another question, a great question that with the perhaps the Kenyans that are going to be coming in and uh, police, international police from other countries as well coming, and what's the U.S. doing? Is the U.S. is it an example of imperialism or is it an example of altruism? It's a great question. And depending on who you ask, even among Haitian Americans, and we're in multiple networks and uh, groups, that there would be different views about that, both in Haiti and outside. But generally speaking, we believe that at this point that the gangs are beyond the police's ability, and currently because gangs have infiltrated the police, we can understand that this is the approach, and perhaps the best approach to try to break the stronghold that the gangs have. But we will also share that the oftentimes our government does not have a great track record in Haiti and in terms of the U.S. policies, and oftentimes there are policies that are good for our self-interest, but they're not necessarily good for locally. And so, and one of the things that we know really needs to happen is the more organized a local country is and less in need, the better they are able to not be bullied with policies that aren't good. So with that, we wanted to share very quickly, and then our time is going to be coming to an end. But one of the things, in fact, we have somebody with us, somebody on this call who's from the Children's Academy.
We have two actually. We have
Wendy. Oh, we
Wendy.
also have Wendy. Yeah. So Linda and
Yeah.
Wendy. Yeah. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, and your question also, Elendia. Yeah, so what I would say, the question you asked, you're already doing it. And the courage and the resilience that you have to continue to work day in and day out at the Children's Academy. Wendy, we know Wendy since he was 4 years old. He got in at the Wazo Choir. So it's you doing it.
Yeah, you inspire us. So and part of the inspiration is singing. The Wozo Choir has always gone to singing and creating music to deal with the earthquake, to deal with hardship. And now, following the Wozo Children's Choir example, the staff has created a choir. Eric, would you mind playing that video, and then we would just welcome any last questions before we wrap up. And Eric, it looks like you're on mute.
Voilà les soudains, toute force j'ai besoin. Veillez comme si t'as le gagné, pour 6 ans qu'à nous sauver. Faire ça capable, capable pour peuple moi. Nous allons voir mes baguettes très sous peuple. C'est pour ça que les camper ensemble à peuple moi. Ensemble à nous aller chanter pour l'histoire. Nous et notre rivière, liberté après. Avant soleil commençait à briller, à nous aller casser. Quand on blessait à qui m'allait, nous parler. À jamais pas retourner dans chemin. Et même si sans gagner pendant ma boue, mais pour nous jeunes chimènes, ma bataille à toute force, moi, je dois traverser. C'est pour ça que les camper, ensemble à faire, ensemble à nous aller, changer pour l'histoire. Nous et notre rivière, liberté après. Sans perdre la joie, que vous semblez camper ensemble à terre, ensemble à nous aller, changer pour
Thank you. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Any in the last 3 minutes here, any other questions? I see that are they still learning to read in Haitian Creole first?
Yes.
Yes.
And yes.
Yes. That's right. Learning the mother tongue. Put emphasis on learning their mother tongue first to read and write, and then they can learn French and English and other languages.
And Spanish. Yeah.
Yeah. And any other questions before we wrap up? You could put it right in the comments. Again, we're just so grateful for you all taking time. Wonderful to see these faces, many of which we haven't seen for a long time, but we also see a number of our board members, members of our Music for Good committee in the Pennsylvania area. So yeah, just so grateful to have you all here.
Thank you.